In this video, I'm going to show you how to work with lists using a TI-84 Plus. So we're going to go over 4 things in this video. Let's start with inputting a list. So say for example, I have this list of exam scores. So to access the list, you want to go to Stat. So press Stat and then Edit. See how Edit's already highlighted? We're just going to press Enter. So that allows me to input this list into any one of these lists. So I'm going to put it into L1. So we're going to input each value and press Enter. And that's it. So I've inputted the list. Now let me show you guys how to clear a list. So say for example, let's say I'm just going to put in some random numbers for list 2. So let's say I have this list and I want to clear it out because I want to input a new list or a different list. So to do that, you want to press up so that that particular list is highlighted, and then press clear and then press down. So that clears the contents of the list. A very common mistake I see a lot of my students make each semester is that in trying to clear the contents of the list, instead of clearing it, they go up here and instead of pressing the clear button, which is the correct way to do it, they often press the delete button. So let me show you what happens when I press delete. So essentially what I did was I deleted the list, right? So when I press delete, it's going to delete the list, which oftentimes is not what I want to do. So to get those lists back, here's how you do that. You're going to press Stat, and you're going to go down to Setup Editor, press Enter, and then press Enter again to evaluate. So done. And now if you go back to the list, those lists reappear. So it's essentially just resetting the list. All right, and then the last thing is once you input the list, you want to access it. So here is a common function that we use a lot in statistics. So if you go to Stat and go to Calc, 1 var stats. So for example, if I wanted to calculate the average and among other things, evaluate a lot of different values for my list, I can put in my list 1, which is where I put in those exam scores. So say for example, it wasn't here, it was blank. So to access list 1, right above the 1, you have L1. So to get there, you'd have to press second 1 to have to put in L1. So for example, L2 would be just second 2 and so on. So I'm going to go down and calculate. And there it is, 1 var stats. It's pretty nice function that gives you a lot of different things like the mean and a lot of other stuff. All right, certain TI-84 calculators, they don't have this nice screen for certain functions like 1 var stats. So in that case, it only gives you like 1 var stats, and then you'd do the same thing. You'd press second 1 for L1, and then that's how you would evaluate it. All right, so hopefully you guys found that useful.